let's say we want to solve this trigonometric equation. And again, the things you should notice is it's almost like variables. Is if this is x and this is y, we only have one equation with two unknowns. So we need to think of, do you remember a identity for tangent squared? If you remember, secant squared theta equals tangent squared theta plus 1, kind of sort of remember that? So what I could do then, of course, is solve for tangent. So secant squared theta minus 1 equals tangent squared theta. And where I see tangent squared theta, simply plug in secant squared minus 1. So let us do it. Secant squared theta minus 1 equals 3/2 secant theta. So what this has allowed me to do is now just have one thing to solve for, which of course is secant. I'm going to chunk this to the other side, so I'm going to get secant squared theta. Let's put this first, minus 3/2, secant theta minus 1. And now from here, I see I have something quadratic that hopefully I can factor. So let's see if I can factor it. Well, I know the only way to get secant squared is secant and secant. I know if that's negative and this is negative, so that being negative says one is negative, one is positive, and the bigger value is going to be negative. Even though that's a fraction, I know we don't like fractions. Think about what if, let me go over here, side note. So I'm trying to get this minus 3/2. Well, what if I had a negative 4/2 plus 1/2? Because that would give me negative 3/2. And so I'm just going to call this one then negative 2 plus 1/2. So I see my minus 2 goes here and my 1/2 goes here. I need to set these equal to 0. And now I set both of these, so I set this piece equal to 0 and I set this piece equal to 0. And from here, if I try to solve this, this piece right here says secant theta equals 2, right? Because I threw the 2 to the other side. Well, I don't know a lot about the secant, but I know something about the cosine, trying to not run out of room. And so I'm kind of looking at, well, where is that's the same as the cosine. And now from here, I could flip both sides, right? So this is the same thing as saying, where is the cosine equal to 1/2? All right, and then figuring out where the cosine is equal to 1/2, I believe that's theta equals pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3, if you look at your unit circle. But wait, there's more. We still have this piece right here to solve. So let's do that one right here. So I have secant theta. Let's go ahead and chunk the 1/2 to the other side. Now from here, I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to do it in one step where I'm going to flip it. So it's going to end up with being cosine theta equals negative 2, right? That's if I'm flipping it. And I don't know anywhere that the cosine equals negative 2. So this one simply would not be a solution. And the one you see that I have boxed would be your only solution.